This is the day that the Lord has made, and I, for one, have every reason to rejoice and be glad in it. It is Christmas morning 2017, and I am rejoicing in the God of my salvation, the God of my healing, the God who has caused me to triumph, and the God who has permitted me to be in the land of the living. For those of you who have journeyed with me this year, you are very much aware of the challenges and the changes that I encountered as I obeyed the Lord and chose to share the story of the sickness that God assigned me to. This morning, I am not sharing this post to ask for sympathy, but I am sharing this post to say that God has been good in the midst of crisis, in the midst of sickness. When I had to start the year by being honest about my situation, by updating my will, by writing out my homegoing program if necessary. Yes, it got that real. It got that real to where I had to call it like it was and take the necessary actions just in case. But God said, I'm not ready for you yet. You have a whole lot more to do. And so this morning at Christmas, as I lay in bed, listening to the wonderful sounds of the water outside my window. I love lakes and I love streams and I love ponds and I love water fountains. I wake up to the sounds this morning of nature. And I tuck my kids in because we have created new traditions. The kids said they don't want to do things like they used to do it. They're too old now to wake up on Christmas morning opening gifts. So we already did our gift giving. But to know that I am here with my children, not in a hospital bed, not in a hospital room being poked and prodded by nurses, but in my own bed, in my own home, preparing to devour yummy meals later on the rest of my loved ones. I have so much to give God thanks for. So I want to say thank you to all of you who have been journeying with me this year. All of you who have prayed and sent encouragements and have been a blessing both in tangible and in intangible ways. I give God honor and glory for who He is. Emmanuel, God with us, not just some distant spirit up in the sky, but dwelling on the inside, very much a part of our crisis, very much a part of our situations. There's no need to feel stigma and shame when certain things happen in life. When God has chosen to assign you to a journey, there's no need to feel stigma and shame, but instead to see the Christ in the middle of whatever crisis, knowing that He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask or think if we turn everything over to Him. That is what I've decided to do for this Christmas, to once again recommit my life to the Lord so that He will have His way in my life. I pray that this Christmas will be wonderful for you and yours. I pray especially for those who are grieving loved ones who have passed on, and also for those who are grieving the end of relationships. This was the year of relationships that just came to a sudden halt. It's something that my daughter and I were just talking about last night. Just seeing the number of people who are no longer connected with loved ones and spouses. It's just amazing. But I know that the God we serve is a God who restores, is a God who knows when to sever ties, and is a God who is leading us into a place that we can't even imagine. So I recommit myself to the leading of the Lord. I commit myself to Emmanuel, God with us, living in our lives and showcasing His goodness and glory. Whatever you do today, have a wonderful day. But be mindful that Christmas is more than about the gifts and the food and the festivities. It is God reigning and residing in our lives. I love you all. Have an amazing day. And let us go boldly into 2018, doing the things that God has called us to do, choosing to make him proud, giving the devil several black eyes by choosing to make decisions and lifestyle changes that honor the Lord. I love you all. Have a Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year and the ones to come. Shannon.